Being like
It's sort of difference in like where your head is at as a person, kind of stuff, you know. Because it's like if I come get your Snapchat, I could block you whenever I want. I could do whatever I want. But if I want to, that kind of stuff. But
okay, let's get a little bit personal. Hello everyone, welcome to the 10th episode of the Idle Park Talk Show. Today we have a group of young Cameroonians who are members of the Cameroonian Youth Association of Calgary. They are here to talk about their integration into the Canadian society and about their projects. Welcome Flavia, Coffee, and Mary Ivy. Welcome you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Awesome.
Good, thank you. Hot weather.
Very hot.
Very
You
hot.
can't complain about the winter and then you're complaining about the heat right now, can you?
I think I'll do an intermediate.
I think I prefer winter instead, actually.
You do?
Yeah.
No,
You have jackets to keep you warm.
Yeah.
You know,
The
right?
driving.
The heat sometimes is unbearable.
The driving is
in the
good.
winter? No,
Yeah.
but I ain't got winter
Like,
tires.
what Coffee said, like, what can you do to feel better in the summer if it's really this hot?
Just
take off your
You
clothes.
can't
Ice
walk
cold
around
water.
naked.
Exactly. You can't walk
Ice cold
naked.
water, yo.
You can't do that.
You
But
can't
it's
walk-
like,
in the winter you can dress up properly.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome and we're happy to have you guys here.
it's our pleasure.
So we're gonna dive into you guys are a group of young Cameroonians. How did you start your group?
It's a good question. Well, you want to go?
Who wants to take that one?
No, we'll start with the social coordinator. Right?
I guess. Well, initially it was the three of us
Right.
because we're all friends. The three of us were a group of friends, and we just thought, like Nigerians have something for their youth, Ghanaians have something for their youth, and all these other countries, all these immigrant countries have something for the youth in Calgary.
Yeah.
But we don't have anything like that. We don't have somewhere where we can come together as one, and we decided that maybe we should start something that can, bring younger people together, because usually we go to like these meetings,
Yeah.
but it's the adult meetings, it's the
Right.
cultural meetings, and it's not it's not our
It's not the
it's not at our
your niche.
pace.
Yeah.
So we wanted something for us, and
Right.
that's how the idea was born.
Mhm.
And then we started officially on July 5th of 2020.
Oh.
That's when the meeting was.
So you're almost coming to
to
a
a year.
year's anniversary.
Yep.
Yes.
Interesting. Wow. So who's the youth then?
For our
Are you
meeting,
part of the youth?
far from it.
I guess
too old for that.
the reason I'm asking this question is I don't know if I can come join the association. I'll probably not be considered a youth. Yeah, so who's the youth?
Far from it. Our youth ranges from ages between, was it
18 now.
17?
18 now. Yeah.
18 to 24.
To 24, yeah.
Yeah.
To the age.
28.
Yeah.
Okay.
To 28.
20.
Yeah.
That's
Because,
not a bad-
yeah.
It's a lot.
So if you're
Range?
like 29, I guess you can join for
Well,
1
I'm
year.
not 29. If we're trying to say that.
So that's good.
So what happens to the person who turns 29?
You graduate.
They
You
graduate.
Yeah.
They give them a diploma. Thank
To an
you for
extent,
being with us.
Yeah.
They can choose to stay if they want to. Yeah. If they want
If you
to.
don't, if you feel like
Yeah.
you're old for the group.
Yeah,
you put
'cause,
yourself
like-
out.
Yes. It's not, there's no limit to it.
Yeah.
Really, it's not stiff, so
Mhm.
you can, there's some flexibility with that. Yes.
It's just sort of like if you feel old, yeah, like
If you feel old, exactly.
It's more so personal.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. But like you guys, you kind of seem like anybody can join, which is
No, we're.
And you're below 18, please.
any
w-
youth.
Yeah, we can like.
You, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Technically.
Why was it important for you guys to have a group that was all inclusive? I know Cameroon
Okay.
has
I don't know if that's inclusive though.
When you say all inclusive,
not inclusive not in terms of the age. We already get the exclusion.
like
So
only
that's an
only
exclusive
Cameroonians
criteria.
not okay. Only Cameroonians firstly,
and in
a
Calgary.
group that would take any Cameroonian. So I mean, I know Cameroon has like
Okay.
many villages, there are
Okay,
2 languages.
In terms of that, yeah.
Those are possibilities of
Yeah.
Inclusion.
Why did you feel like it was important to
So-
have all that in one group?
To be honest, it's like there's somewhat a division among the other adults group. Not saying they're split apart, but it's like they segregate themselves based on tribes and stuff. And if the younger ones don't start growing up to engage with one another, they can grow with those differences. Those from, let's say, the Southwest may not want to integrate with those from the Northwest, mainly because they don't have a space where they can sit together and, communicate and stuff. But having that forum where they can all come together and sit and know about each other, especially those who were born here, they don't know what Southwesterner feels like or what it means to be a Southwesterner. But some of us who are actually born back home know those stuff, and we can help them, engage in where they come from. That's why we're taking everything and we're trying to eliminate the issues back home kind of stuff, those differences, because we're in a new world or in different part of the world, but we don't want to bring those differences with us. It's not helpful for anyone.
And just to add on to that, it's also at the end of the day, if someone asks you where you're from, you're not gonna say I'm from Cameroon, right? So bottom line, we're still Cameroonian, and so we have all these different cultural associations, which is great and all, because going to like my country meeting, I pick up one or two things, right? I don't know my country talk all that well, but I pick up a thing or two about traditions and about the language. But if we are going to do that amongst the youth, it doesn't help very much, because again, for the kids that were born here, right, they may not know the differences in their cultures, but if you bring a Cameroonian association where you can learn a bit from this culture, you do that in your culture, we eat this in your culture, it works better. At least in my opinion, it works better to have one than to have all those 7 split different groups.
Wow, you make an important point, because especially for I'm thinking of kids who came here when they're young or who were born here. They don't know all these differences. And do you guys feel like the adults are more tribal?
To one extent, we don't want to come at anybody, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Like most adults, they're very tribalistic. If I'm being respectful, when it comes to even business or marriage or like anything concerning adults, they tend to bring so much cultural differences in it. And it's not help. I kind of get where they come from, but to an extent, it's not really like it's causing more harm than good. To an extent,
you think,
And also for us here, right? Yes, we were born and raised in Cameroon, and we came here at an age where we know a bit about the culture. But to be very honest with you, when it comes down to Canadian culture, you see the culture swelling you up so much that it gets to a point where it got to a point where I could not speak Pidgin. I could not hold up a conversation in Pidgin because I'm like, it's always English. It's always all right. Like I'll even tell my dad that it's not water, it's water. All right. And so it's exactly. And so if we don't hold up the culture at this age, how are we gonna pass it down as well? Right.
So you guys, I think it's important that you guys saw the risk of losing your culture and your heritage.
Most definitely.
Very.
And you felt like it was important to have a group where you could kind of promote that, not just amongst yourself, but amongst
others.
Others too, right?
Yeah.
I know. Like
but
even for when I went to MRU, when I went to Mount Royal University, the Nigerian Student Association, it's huge. They have members. They throw cultural parties that the students themselves and the Nigerian Association here sponsors those parties. They don't pay a dime for those parties. The Nigerian Association, like the Adults Association, sponsor it. And so I was like, there's a lot of Cameroonians in this city.
Why
we can start that.
Right.
Even in my school, the BSU, the Black Student Union, the whole exec board is Nigerians, and we have the Nigerian Association trying to sponsor any events we want to do. So you see, they always say Niger no they carry last. And it's for that reason. They promote their culture, but we're always so heavy on promoting another culture. And so that's why CYAC is so close to me. Because if I don't hold this culture, it's gonna die.
We lose it.
And that's how it's just gonna die and die and die. And that's it. It'll just end with me if it even stays long.
You guys kind of alluded now, especially when you're in Canada, you have to pick from a wider range of culture, because Cameroon is very much culture. It's more multicultural than Nigeria is, I think. Right?
Yeah.
Is there any challenge like trying to pick from a wider range of different cultural backgrounds to kind of interpret something that's unique? Like which one takes precedence? Does Achu take precedence over African?
Honestly, we always have those arguments, to be honest. But like the good thing is, you only like give your point based of what you've eaten, right? Not everyone's eating achu, so they can't really speak for achu. But if exactly good achu too, so it's like it's easy. I can cook achu, but I may not be able to cook it as good as let's say a barefoot woman who knows her stuff. You get it? So if she is my achu, so I'm like, this is not good. But when she tastes that by the barefoot woman, trust me, she will lick all her fingers and not want to stop eating it. That's how it is. But we always have like. We always have arguments about which like food is better, achu, fufu, and ale kind of stuff, and it's like there's never really a win like a winning team, you know, because like
it's something that you don't win.
Yeah,
it's more so for conversation purposes.
Yeah,
like, everyone is saying the funny is better, and then it's like, no, have you ever eaten achu with
couple people from the west, from the francophone area, they have their own things that they
exactly. Sometimes even in like the group chats will bring up that question.
Yeah,
it's better. And sometimes you find the francophone people choosing like food from the southwest, and it's like people just have different preferences. It's not matched with where they come from sometimes.
True.
So you know,
so it's a fun back and forth, right?
Yeah, basically.
So language, how do you communicate? What language?
English and French, to be honest. If you can speak French in the association and you have something to say in French. Those who understand. Those who do not, we can have people others interpret to them. But we don't want to limit the language that you speak in the group, because it's like certain boundaries as to, you know, expressing yourself.
It defeats the purpose.
Exactly.
That was
so we don't want that.
Right.
You guys, all of you were born in Cameroon.
Yes, we were.
How was integrating into the Canadian society? Because oftentimes we hear it, especially research has been done in the academic level, is from the adult's perspective. It's not
true.
There's not really a lot much from people who came here as kids. Like how's the experience for you there? I'm going to start with.
You can go first, because
the social coordinator.
Well, I came here when I was turning 17, so I was a little bit more mature than maybe someone who came here when they were, say, 12 or 10. So I mean, I came here, and then when I left Cameroon, I was about to write my A levels, my advanced level examinations, but then I got here and they pushed me back into grade 10. So the school system here, it kind of sees our school like any other system out of Canada as inferior, and also I would get a lot of you should do ESL, which is like the English language efficiency
I hated that
test.
stuff.
And I'm like, the official languages of Cameroon are
English and
French.
So
and you hear me speaking to you, you should understand that I know I am capable of speaking the English language, but I had to do that. I had to do it all the way up until grade 11 before I passed the test, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can speak English now." So
frustrating,
yeah, those little discrepancies. It was very frustrating. Like I would get pulled out of class sometimes to go take those tests, and it was kind of, but you also meet people from other places. I think that's the thing with Canada. Yes, you meet people who you can share your struggles with, and you help. They build you up, you build them up, and everything, it comes together. It comes together at the end of the day. Yes.
Kofi, did you have any
honestly
interesting or challenging experiences integrating?
I also came here when I was 16 after my O levels, and to be honest, it took me over a year to actually open up to like society, kind of stuff. It was like people at school looked at me different, saw me different. The good thing was I had someone in my class from Cameroon, actually.
That's good.
It was a female. And then they always make jokes like, "Oh, you guys have water in your country," kind of stuff, all those little things, To an extent, a younger me was like, I always ignore those kind of stuff, but I will not blame them for their ignorance kind of thing. But after, I was done high school, or before I left high school, I think I was more into the system than I expected myself to be. I was like, you know what? If I live here for the rest of my life, I might as well just, start getting things done now.
Get on the train.
Get used to it.
How about you, Mary Ivy?
Well, I came here the youngest. I came here when I was 14. I turned 14 here, and I want to say I had it difficult. I really did. And it was going to school and people were like, I can't hear what you're saying. I'm like, you do hear what I'm saying. And I was also in ESL. I was actually in ELL to grade 12, actually. Yeah, I was in ELL to grade 12.
I was lucky.
Yeah, you really were. And it was very hard because I came here in February. So I came here in the middle of the semester. So it was trying to find friends, and then everyone's made your friend group. So you're just trying to enter.
You're trying to integrate.
Exactly. And then it's like, it's when I look back now, it's most of the things I experienced was racism, because I had a teacher ask me, like, I remember taking out my braids one time. I was like, I'm not going to do this hair this weekend. It's not happening. And I remember a teacher, I went to school, I put up my natural hair like Flavia has. And she's just like, oh my God, what happened to your real hair? I was like, girl, this is
Maybe
my...
she just didn't know.
I literally...
Yeah, it's actually ignorance.
The thing, though, they do know, because I'm not the only black girl in that school. You know what I mean? Right. Like, they do know, and it was very challenging. Grade 8 and 9 was very, very difficult. To put it lightly. And then when I got into high school now, there's people from maybe 5 different high schools that go to ND. So I was a wider space, more black people. Culture. But even then, you had to... I saw myself stepping back. I'm like, I don't want to be seen as that girl that's too African. So I will not want to talk a certain way at school, Even my mom would call me during break and I want to go to the bathroom, because I'm not talking like this when I'm talking to mommy, So I want to go to the bathroom and talk to her, right? All of high school, it was always like that. And when we got to grade 12, it was very more like, that's when Burna Boy started being a thing, and everybody now wanted to be, it was a thing. It became Africa, a trend at that point, right? Yeah. And so that was really how it worked for me. I went with the waters, and it led me here.
I think it's unfortunate that our kids, black kids, for example, have to kind of go through all of this racism.
It's mostly blacks, like dominantly blacks. The immigrant kids. At times, even the black ones who were born here kind of want to look down on the Africans who just moved here.
Is that racism?
That's it's low-key ignorance. They're not educated. It's ignorance.
I don't know if
insensitivity.
Exactly.
We can't just deny. We can't just say it's not racism just because
they're blacks.
No,
sure.
But you can. At the same time,
at times, some of them even know what they're doing.
That's
what's funny.
At the same time, you can't just also say racism. People are ignorant. I'm willfully ignorant.
I
guess. Okay. Let's put it this way.
But at a certain age,
let's put it this way.
Right?
Let's put it this way. There were other things that you found shocking in Canada, and you probably made mockery of that. Was that racism?
Actually, no.
It's like everything.
Saying something for my first time, is different from someone who's been saying it before, but doing the same thing over and over again. It's like,
did you damn it?
No.
Trash or whatever.
Actually,
my experience, everything I saw in Canada was a surprise.
Exactly.
Was it like a good surprise or a bad surprise?
Some were good, some were bad.
It was.
So
but
if you tell the bad one bad, I don't think someone.
It's like looking at it for the first time. If you tell me bad for the first time and you go home and do it, you'll be like, oh, it's not all that bad. But someone who has done the same thing over and over again to more than one, they know what they're doing.
But see, if it gets to the point where a child can't comfortably pick up the phone in the midst of other kids and speak to her mom, she has to go hide just to avoid
her accent being mocked up.
How is that not? How is that?
That might be. Sometimes it's peer pressure. You don't want. It's coming from the person themselves.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is it more of you?
No, because of the reaction you've gotten. So you don't just leave your house and decide to behave in a certain way.
Sure.
You have that behavior because of the reactions
that you've gotten before.
For speaking in your language or for using the accent that
the looks and all the stuff.
They're fresh off the boat. I don't know if you guys got
that. Fob.
Oh my God.
There's a word called fob. It means fresh off the boat.
That is pure racism.
You just moved here. Fresh off the boat.
Like,
you just came here.
Used to be on boats, right? And then they came off the boat.
That's what it is.
Definitely.
Some
sugarcoat that. It's clear. It's what it is. It's racism.
Some even make memes of it with, let's say, your sticker of your photo on Snapchat.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's not just ridiculous. It's terrible.
The cases of like think last year a black girl committed suicide for like the same thing.
I heard that.
We've had those stories.
Yeah. So it's like it happens, but the school system doesn't really look into it because I don't know.
Again, it's a racist. I would put it out
it's
there. To me,
injustice.
There's a whole lot of racism tied in all of that.
I feel that
in the school system.
I know there's a lot of ignorance and there's a lot of other
I'm
things
not going to.
So
for me personally,
for teachers, I won't say ignorance, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like school system.
Students, I can use ignorance for students because some kids were born and raised here. Like I have the person who used to call me Fob, right?
Yeah.
She was born and raised here. She was born in Toronto. She's been to her home country once.
So was she black?
Yes.
See,
she was
that's
West
what I'm saying.
African.
It doesn't matter. Black people can be racist too.
Yeah.
I say.
Oh, they can.
They can.
Very racist, actually.
I mean black on black.
Black on black. You won't say it's racism.
It's more so ignorance if it's black on black.
So why we use that ignorance and then use for an Indian?
So he might want to say racism because a black person born here will not consider themselves black.
They don't consider themselves black. That's why they think you are inferior. That is true.
Some of them think something black is just mean you come from Africa kind of stuff, which is not how it is.
I've
done the same thing.
No, I don't think that's true.
Because there's some kids who are born and raised here and they speak fluent, example, Yoruba.
Yeah.
So exactly.
And they're very proud of that.
Exactly. So you can't say they'll have to give you really complex.
Anyway,
even the ones that
But this
speak,
is an important conversation to have.
Not
for a different day, for today. The issue is this. I am not going to excuse your ignorance.
Oh yeah.
I would call your ignorance what it is. It's racist.
Yeah.
And it's not your place to teach them. It's not your responsibility. It's their responsibility. As much as you're learning to fit in this culture, they too should be learning
to accept other people coming into the culture.
Exactly. Are coming here and other people are different.
Exactly. Yeah. Just because you have some people doing the right thing, just because some guys do the right thing.
The point of
no worries.
Get back to your point. The point of you not wanting to answer the phone and going to the bathroom. Was there a little bit of an aspect that you were ashamed of your accent?
I want to say yes and no.
Right.
Because like I said, I did come here the youngest, but I was pretty grown when I came amongst my peers here. Yeah. I am the youngest when I came here, but I was pretty grown. I was 14 years old. It was really more so the fact that you don't want to be looked at as the fob.
Yeah.
You don't want to be the fob.
Given names, labels.
You don't want no labels. So in order to integrate, assimilate, while concurrently trying to keep your culture, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So how is your group? I mean, with all your experiences, how is your group helping new young Cameroonians and other immigrants?
We haven't reached that level to actually know where to find the new Cameroonians, which is one of our goals, to be able to like become a forum where we are known to the point where we can have them refer to us. Because right now we have limited sources to reach out to them. We know a few, but it's like unless we have the adults society know of us really well to send them to us. Exactly.
I think it's a good opportunity, and that's why we're having these conversations, right? So how do you support yourselves?
Us being friends and everything, that's kind of what pushed this forward to the point where it's at now. Our experiences mixed together. It's like you don't want other kids coming from Cameroon and having to go through the
same thing. And go ahead.
There's no way we can put a limit to it, but we can, to an extent, help them to assimilate in a way that they don't forget who they are.
Or feel like they belong.
Yes.
Feel like they belong. Because on the issue is when you come and you don't have a place where you can go and meet your own kind of people, you feel off. Hence, you feel attacked from other people. But if you have that space where you could go to whenever you're in doubt or whenever you're in trouble, you'll be fine. Hence why our motto is educate, empower, excel.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
I think.
Do you guys feel like it just changed from when you guys came and now?
A lot.
There's been more Cameroonians. Like you go to a party, you have almost like 200, 300 people, and young kids too.
It's like before we're not even close, to be honest. We met a party, we had our own angles kind of stuff, But it's like the more we grow older, it's like, is this who we want to be? We do want to be adults where we don't really know each other. We meet at every single party. So it's awkward.
Yeah.
But if we can have a way to know each other, that way when we meet together, we can be like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? We can have our own little chit chat.
You can spot us at the same table.
Exactly. We're family.
Do you guys do the nod?
They're not like the.
Every black person does that.
Every black person does that.
Even someone who doesn't know you, it's like who you saying that?
So at the party now, you're no longer sitting with mom and dad.
There haven't really been any
parties.
Recently.
No, I mean, if the party to happen now, you would like
July,
mom and dad have their own table and you guys have yours. You can buy a table too.
Honestly,
I mean, it's only $500 depending on the table.
We have student loans to pay.
I know,
it's not only $500.
I mean, they can acknowledge us and give us a free table.
Support. You're
Support.
yourself there.
Support.
Which is true too, right?
Like that's the only way to make our presence known. You know, it's like push us somewhat because we can go as far as we will go if you help us. Exactly.
Or as far as we would want to.
Yeah.
I think you guys make a good point. The adults have a good role to play in terms of propping you guys up and exposing you guys up, especially if they can contribute financially. So
which is one of the part where we need them drastically. At least even not financially, but at least give us the tips on where to get the finance or where to actually get the sources. Exactly.
Because they say any adults are gonna be watching.
Just so you know, exactly.
We're gonna get to that too.
Yeah.
So you guys want to talk a little bit about the project you're involved in? I've seen your Instagram. You guys are doing a lot.
Actually, yeah.
You guys are busy.
So
can we talk about projects?
Currently, if I go into what we're doing now, start by last year, we were still new. We were trying to do something to impact society as a whole. So we took part in the Operation Christmas Shoebox, organized by Samaritan Spurs, where they send out shoeboxes to kids in third world countries kind of stuff, and Cameroon was one of the countries that received them because I think she has received the box when she was back home kind of thing, and I have friends who have. So when I found the opportunity, I brought it to my team. I'm like, this is what's going on, we can really help impact the lives of some kids. So we did. We sent almost 29 shoeboxes last year. And we're like, this year we want to do something like that, but not the same, so let's find a way to do something more. So I got the idea of sending barrels back home to orphanages in the English speaking zone because they're facing crisis and everything. And we know the government is there to support, but they won't do as much because we know what it feels like to be we don't know what it feels like to be an orphan, but we understand the struggle that they may be experiencing. So our current project is to send at least 2 shoe barrels or more of clothes like shirts, shoes, pants and all this kind of stuff to at least 2 or even more orphanages back home who need the support, and maybe provide some food sources by December. So right now we're collecting the clothes from donations from adults, friends and families and stuff, and then by August 1st I think we'll be preparing them to ship them out, and they'll be home by November each. And we have
in time for Christmas.
And so we'll reach out to a group back home, a youth group too, who will represent us by transporting them to the places.
Interesting.
So
And do you guys get feedback from all the?
If I'm being honest, when you say impact on the ground, when we did for Samaritan Sports, all we got was an email kind of stuff, say thank you for your support kind of stuff. But it's really not it's not all that kind of stuff because we're one of the millions of people who are doing it. But if we do something back to our own home place, we know
this one is a little closer.
It's closer to us, exactly.
How did you feel when you received the gift box?
I think it came through a church. So at that time I was living with my grandma, and we used to go to Christ Embassy, Pastor Chris. So during that Christmas period, about a week before Christmas, we went to church, all the kids, we got these boxes. I remember the toys and dolls, and it was I was elated. I was very happy. And it's all these see why my toy.
I know. That's what it is.
And you get imagine a kid just get a box full of things that you could never even dream of. It's very exciting.
It's quite impactful, I would say.
It is.
Because you have to see the faces on those kids. They light up they're so bright, they're smart, and it doesn't take much. Right?
It does not.
A couple of books,
it does not.
A pair of shoes.
I went to Dollarama. I picked a couple of things. It came up about $10, and you put it in a box, and you make a child's life change. Right. Look at me now. It's impact. I'm looking back.
Look at you now. See what you're doing, right?
You're shining because of that one gift.
Yeah. So any other? I went through your website. And I know that you had a workshop at some point, or you've had a workshop?
Yeah, we've had a workshop during Black History Month.
Right.
It was, I think, February 19th.
Yeah.
Where it was more of to find a way. Because I spoke with a Cameroonian mom one time, and she knew about us, and she was like, "I really want my kids to be part of you guys, but they're really young, kind of stuff. They're like, what, 11, 12? Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, we cannot really have a group with those kind of kids because we are more for, like young adults kind of stuff. But we can find ways to integrate them into, learning a few stuff. Yeah. So we were like, it's Black History Month. Yeah. And February 11 just passed, which was like
11
plebiscite. 11 February Youth Day in Cameroon. Was like, what do we want to do during this Black History Month to at least, like, we are a youth group, so let's do something for the youth. So we had our first workshop, which was a one-day seminar for kids between the ages 10 to 16, I think. And we had like an online, like a guest speaker from the States. She's like a host, or the, how do I say it?
So she runs, I don't know if you're familiar with
Clubhouse.
Yeah.
So she runs like kind of a talk
for Cameroonians. So like she has a page.
I haven't caught up to that app. That's happening. That's the
yes,
top app
that's where we found her.
Yeah.
Found out that we could get her to talk with us.
So having someone who was more older than us, who has like a better idea on like what Cameroon is, and it's more available and it's willing to come speak with the young ones, was really beneficial. And to be honest, we're not even expecting so much like people to be there, but we had almost 34 people who were present. Yeah, we had almost 14 to 15 kids, like younger ones, and then almost 16 or more, almost 20 for the bigger kids. So we had 2 sessions on Zoom, and they loved it. If I'm being honest, they loved it. And they kept on asking us when we're doing it again, and we're like, we'll see.
So you're planning on doing one?
We're planning on doing. We'll do a camp.
Yes.
Not
summer camp,
like a winter camp actually.
Winter camp.
Yeah, if they do, because like
it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Start getting our kids.
Engaged with one another. Yeah, because the good thing is they are the ones who actually hang around more when they go to public gatherings, Exactly. Like I can go and I see her, they're like, who's that? You know what I'm saying? But kids don't have that kind of stuff. You don't care. Just like it's just play together. So if you find a way to like make them play in a more educative way, or like while playing they're also learning, it's like a win-win scenario kind of stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. It's good.
I was gonna ask this from the kids' perspective. You guys came here when you were fairly young. How did you see your family integrate into the system? Like, I want to understand, because oftentimes you talk to parents and they tell you maybe their kids are struggling with integration. But from you guys' perspective, when you were young, how your family? How do your parents manage to integrate? From your perspective,
your own perspective.
I can't speak on that. So you can go ahead and speak on that. I can.
Here's the thing with that. I think with our parents, they have to integrate, but it's not really a school system integration. So
it's
I
like
want to say it's more like a work.
Yeah, so they just go to work and come back and they don't really associate. But since not just but like they're not exposed to like certain. They're exposed, but not as much compared to the way a young person will be in the system. It's different. For parents. Exactly. Yeah, because they can ignore all the stuff. They can go to work and the adult, they don't have to like manage themselves. But we who are still growing, we barely know a lot of stuff. So it's like more tougher.
Yeah. So how did you see your parents? Like, did you think they struggle, or do you think it was easier for them? Or?
I could say it's difficult especially for like, let's say my mom speaks French. Yeah. So. But the good thing is she also learned English back home. She lived in Kumber. But like, it's difficult for someone who's, let's say, speak French, finding a job here if they don't know a lot of people kind of stuff. So I can say the workforce is somewhat difficult for Cameroonians with somewhat language barrier kind of stuff. But besides that, I think most Cameroonians are like strong and healthy enough to be in any workforce. So I think the only issue will be language.
You guys are strong too.
Pardon?
I think the younger people too are strong.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
The adults, even
I think
you
so,
look at it
because you guys have to deal with a lot of ignorance.
That from others.
I think adults are more mature.
So to handle it,
exactly. Language and the actions, things that young children don't.
Yeah, and also just to add to that, our parents coming here, they work very hard for us. So it's kind of when you as myself as a child, I sit back and then look at the hard work that my mother is putting in, working 2, sometimes 3 jobs, to kind of bring it all together and present you, and then she presents it to you with a smile on her face, You
can see everything that she's going through.
And you don't necessarily see the challenges that they face at their work sites. They don't want to burden their child.
You with it, right?
And I feel like there's that wall sometimes where it's like the parent just wants to satisfy their children. They don't want to burden them with their own problems.
And I feel like it goes to with age. If you're pretty younger, they will not want to tell you, but like the more you go older, you become more close, and they can be like, oh, today this person did this at work, and you can be like, oh yeah, I work too, I did this kind of stuff. But if you're younger kind of stuff, you can have that kind of conversation, So,
Now we find our parents opening up to us more.
Now we open up to them.
You're much older, right?
Yeah. You're getting older.
I have a personal question for you, Kana. Did you struggle?
With what? Of course I struggled. Yeah. I was 24. So, yeah, I did struggle, especially with schooling and stuff like that.
Because you did school here as well, right?
Yeah. So that's a little. But I went to school with fairly older people, so I imagine my experience was different
from high school kids.
Plus, I think I was already mature to a certain point where I could ignore all these things, and they don't mean anything.
And I don't think you were really on social media like that.
Oh yeah.
So
social media, social media makes
it makes it more difficult. More challenging.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because by the time I was coming of age, I mean, I was in Facebook, but Facebook was
Facebook's like youth here had left Facebook already for their dogs. Facebook and WhatsApp, they were like, that's for like old people stuff. Instagram and Snap was where it's at. They could end your life on social media. It was crazy.
It's not something that you could expect a child to just
handle. Exactly.
Say, don't go on Snapchat or don't go on.
It's like
it's not,
you need it somewhat because like I may not want to get your phone number, so I'll get your Snap instead. I could take it off Snap whenever I want.
Isn't that the new dating now? Like people don't get numbers, they get them.
Snap.
They get the
Instagram handle.
They slide
Okay.
Sliding. I have to learn that one. When people are sliding into DMs. I'm like, what does that mean?
But I think it's more mature to get a phone number though, to an extent.
Well, that's what
it shows a difference in like where your head is at as a person, kind of stuff, Because it's like if I come get your Snapchat, I could block you whenever I want. I could do whatever I want. But if I want to, that kind of stuff. But
okay, let's get a little bit personal. If you get a girl's number, does she feel like you're serious than if you're getting her Instagram or Snapchat?
Most definitely, yeah.
So what does slide in your DM mean?
So
just messaging you first.
They message you, right?
Yeah, direct message.
And anybody can message you on Instagram.
You can change it.
Oh, you can change it. Okay.
Then before I was off Instagram, my Instagram was open to like public.
Before you were off?
Yeah, I'm off Instagram now for a bit.
Okay.
So my Instagram open for like, because I used to model kind of stuff, and I am someone who like doing like non-stop. No, really. Yeah, but not girls, guys. No.
You didn't have to make it.
No, I work with photographers and stuff, and they're mostly male kind of stuff, and like other males who are either doing business or in one way or the other. Awesome. But when I said not girls, I said like not girls who's gonna get with me kind of stuff. It was just like straight up photographer.
There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's go to the girls. Mary Ivy, what was the experience with people sliding into your DM?
Nah.
I think she's private.
I make it private.
Yeah, she's private.
You don't want to Instagram private. If you want to talk to me,
you gotta follow her first.
Like a gentleman.
How about you?
I'm public.
So you're open for whatever.
You can ignore people. You can the messages.
Sure.
It's just
any trolling.
It's just like
that's another word that I hear. Trolling. What's that?
Trolling happens either on Instagram or like on a Zoom link where they follow you with like a spam account. It's not your actual account. Something like 10 people just to either bully you or post some kind of stuff. Like when you go online and you see like in these famous people's pages, they have like, oh, go follow this for cheap this or go do this for those people who they're not replying to your content, but they're trying to get clout for something else. So it's like a marketing strategy, but also like something that annoys people a lot.
Interesting. Wow. That's amazing.
You have another word?
I'm trying to think.
You just used the word cloud today. You just used cloud.
Cloud, yeah.
Where to be cloud?
I'm clouds like getting likes and views and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And dating now has to do like if you show people the number of
followers you have.
Followers, that's points.
Not really.
I don't think so.
It's not?
Maybe for the younger kids.
Number of followers is more of like, I mean, for the younger kids, when they have like 1,000, 2,000, the whole city knows them kind of stuff. It feels good.
I don't think our age group still does that.
The age group, they
kind of
they use it for fame and like opportunities. Yeah. They know you have like contacts of like big people kind of stuff. Oh, this guy follows you. Oh, this celebrity follows you. Oh, this guy with a blue tick follows you. They know you're big. You know, like oh, you're touching money, ego kind of stuff. But it's like
people make money off of this
Instagram.
So
you
never know.
But most female prefer guys who are not that followed on Instagram.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. So someone who follow you for having 50k followers is probably a girl who also has 50k followers. Right. You're in the same field of work kind of stuff. Or wants to get 50.
Yeah.
Because it's either your work criteria. So you're either a gym coach, something like that, or model kind of stuff. But if you're a gentleman channel, do your thing and go with life kind of stuff, and you're serious, you will not have, you won't have like, you're not open to anybody following you, and you don't follow so many celebrities because what do they give you? Exactly.
Like you don't need validation
from others.
Yeah. So is anybody gonna be getting married off of Instagram?
Not really.
Not really.
Not for me.
Not you.
Not for me. Never.
Never seen it.
Never. No, I'll prefer building true connection in person than.
I mean, but if it starts to Instagram.
No, it will start to Instagram.
Okay. Like he's very social. How about you, Flavia? You're open to anything you said.
I'm open to opportunities. You know, it might someone might slide in your DM not because they want to get with you, but an opportunity.
Yeah.
That's how I got to you guys, right? I mean, that's how we started chatting.
Yeah.
On social
media.
So, so people get like business
exactly.
And stuff like that. So it's not only the negative stuff. I mean, it comes to negative stuff. But
it depends on what your field is, what you're doing, what your niche is. Exactly. Someone who is doing like
we are promoting our own
exactly. That's why you reach out to us. But someone who just be like, oh, you look nice. I mean, if it's genuine, then go ahead. But if it's just like to waste someone's time, what's the point? Yeah.
Like I don't leave it open for potential husbands.
Yeah. But if they come to a business and it goes to that, then that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
But why they gotta start with business though?
Like something money in this life, if you're not contributing or giving me something positive, I think that will help me.
You're not making any
exactly what I do in my life.
But that's what I'm saying, though, right? If they're just trying to be upfront, but
as friends,
upfront about what?
Like they just want to be upfront in your DMs.
About
okay,
what?
Just
if
upfront,
upfront, are you in the same city?
Exactly. Like
find me.
Many factors.
Find you.
There's many points to factor in.
Because before they got your Instagram, they've got it from somewhere.
It could just be one of
you
those
don't search
me.
No. Why would someone who don't know me just add me like that?
Or like let's say like Flavia posts a picture.
Exactly.
Post her.
They know it's through Flavia. They'll text you, oh Ivy, your friend is this and that. They come to her through you.
But then I'm public.
Okay, I think we're digressing now.
So,
we just kind of, I think we wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about COVID, the pandemic, and how it has impacted your personal private lives and your lives as students, because you all are students, right?
Yep.
So I think
because we're talking before the recording, right? Like you were talking, you didn't go to school. I mean, you did school.
You're doing school, but you're not
online.
supposed to be in Calgary. You're supposed to be way out in the US and doing school there, right? So COVID-19 kind of dampened a little bit.
Yeah, a lot.
Could you?
I could start. All I can say is the devil was working. I can start with the devil was working because I got into school February of 2020 and then the pandemic hit in March. And so my school was like, look here, you still have to keep those grades. They did not factor in the pandemic at all. So it was a struggle between working, because work just escalated my hours. So I was working and then trying to keep up with schools, to keeping that up, and then doing summer school. It was just a whole lot. But what I can say is, even though it was difficult, even though it was hard, I can say it's that resiliency that pushed me through, because there was no way, I just couldn't drop out at that point. You know, and
you can't drop out.
No, I cannot.
We will not allow you.
Your dad is
not a Cameroonian home.
I really cannot.
Murder you before you do it.
I cannot.
Like, if you do it, you leave the house. Point blank.
My things will be in City Hall.
Shelter.
Regardless of my parents, it's still I'm
A personal,
grown up.
exactly.
I'm grown up.
So she knows the importance of
I'm
school.
20 years old, right? And so I got.
You're grown up.
Well, that's why I looked at you. I'm grown up. I'm 20 years old.
How do you disagree with that? Yeah, she is.
I mean, maturity is a thing of the mind, right? Not the age. So, like,
say I am mature.
by mind,
To an
yeah.
extent,
Yeah.
I am mature, and so I sat down. I took it daily. Some weeks were harder than others, you know, but I had these two, and these two were there. I could say, in reality, it takes a tribe. It takes a village, right?
To as a child, yeah.
This is my tribe.
Yeah.
My parents are my tribe. My sisters my tribe, and my family, even the ones in the States and back home, are my tribe. And so I can say everyone worked together. I dedicate this pandemic year really to everyone, because I couldn't have done it on my own. I had to lean in every once in a while. I had support when I needed it, even when I didn't think I needed it. I had it, and so it was really my tribe, my hustle, and I had to
Boy, I get.
Boy, I get. I had to represent my tribe. You know, it was really tough.
Coffee, how about you?
But you're making it work. Right. I think it's important to end with that.
I made it work.
I mean, it's done now, isn't it?
It is, but I made it work.
Yeah.
You did.
You and God.
Any challenges with the COVID? And
I've never really had online school before, if I'm being honest. I had COM online, which was like one of the most difficult things I've ever done.
I hate online.
Terrible. It was a 3 months online. Cause it took me about a year to do COM online, because I was like, pushing it. And COM was like, exactly, you had to do COM at your own schedule kind of stuff. But with school being online, it's like, it's not like they'll say, oh, you can do this 3 month stuff the next 3 months. You know, you got to do it this same time frame. And waking up at 8 a.m. to a Zoom call was like, the struggle was real, because like it was real. Exactly.
You go back to sleep.
At times it gets that difficult. You have to just like, just you're there but not there. You get it? Like your phone is there, your laptop is there, but you're not there, because like it was just difficult. It was challenging mentally and physically, and everything. It was draining, to be honest.
And
so you had to be tough. So those and it made it more difficult to differentiate those hardworking students and those who are just chilling and going for the ride, that kind of stuff. Because like you have a class of like 150 students and just 25 are in class. So it's like, what's the remaining 90 something? They're catching course. You know what I'm saying? Literally.
But you guys didn't have to be in Zoom calls. Like,
no, our Zoom calls were not. No.
Wow.
So that's the difference. Some schools will have a mandatory grade for those being in class. Some classes will not. So it's like, it was so difficult because the teachers themselves were not used to it. So it's like, some of them were trying to get done with the class even. They're not teaching to teach.
It gave you so much free. I think there's too
much freedom. I didn't get that much freedom.
It depends. Amazing when you crave for this freedom, but when they give you freedom, you feel like
everything comes at a price.
Yeah, it goes wayward. Like you don't feel motivated. There's no agency to achieve.
I mean,
true. Like that lack of structure is really important.
For kids,
when you wake up, you have to wake up an hour before class starts.
Take a shower, go to school, that kind of stuff.
It helps you.
It helps you as an individual. Yeah, it helps with work too. Because like if you're used to the online stuff, trust me, when you have issues going to work on time.
Me personally, I have to be I enjoy the fact that I have to wake up at a certain point
and go
take a bath, get dressed, and go to work.
Yeah,
for me that is a routine that I hate to miss. But again, like you said,
many times when you're like, oh, I want the freedom where I can just wake up in my bed and just open my computer, but when you get there, you realize that you lose part of yourself.
It encourages procrastination.
Yeah, it encourages procrastination. You lose your agency to achieve anything.
It brings you down. So it brings you down.
I think for me it was harder for me because my professors
time zone
8 a.m. time zone
was different
and all that. So
No, we're good.
Sorry. I think mine was harder because it was a time zone thing, and also it was more so these professors were like, you have to be in class, you have to open your camera, you have to open your Zoom. This, like, I think because my professors were so stringent, I had to come up with structure.
Right, yeah.
I had to wake up at this time because we had people joining the Zoom call from all over the world, right?
Sure.
So when the professor said 8 a.m. Eastern time, when MST, so I have to be up at 6 a.m. and then handing assignments was another hassle because 11:59 for them is 9:59 for us.
Right.
Yeah.
So you couldn't, and the professor told you from the start that, look, I don't care what time zone you're in. It's this time, Boston time, do the time conversion. They never even told us how you do time conversion. I mean, it was easy for me because it's just 2 hours. It's just minus 2. But some people in South Korea, they were 14 hours ahead. Right. So they had to do that arithmetic, like 7, this, that, you know, like.
Okay.
So I think we're coming to the end of the conversation.
In your opinion, would you say that because you're almost a year old, right? The group CYAC is almost a year old. Would you say you've been successful so far?
Honestly, we've gone beyond our
expectations.
Yeah. Because it's like, I mean, we're registered now.
Yeah,
we're known by the government. With the government, with the province. Yeah. And we're known by some adult groups, even though we don't know all. So if there's any adult in Calgary watching this right now, we would love to know or get access to all the adult associations. It's not your money. So understand,
we want to get in your pockets.
Like we need it, but it's not mandatory. You don't have to give us. It's not what we need. We need your output. We need your advice. We need your support. We need everything. Because the times when you reach out to some adult groups and they don't really reply back.
That's
so it's like. Like, come on now.
So do you guys have like any projects coming up?
Besides the Openness project,
you talked about that already.
And our camp in July for barbecue with like general youth. I think we have more upcoming projects, but we're trying to see how we can, apply for grants with the government first. That way we can now fund more projects without asking support from adults.
Yeah, but I think the adults have a big role to play in terms
They do, and we hope they start doing that now, because to an extent when you talk to them and they really don't do anything, they're just like I mean he told me, but like it's not really motivating to us. It's like
I think sometimes adults especially when people are starting something, people want to see what you do first, and then but you accomplish a whole lot. You have projects, you've created a lot of impact, which is what I think adults or people want to see, right? So if I come to talk to you, or if you need to talk to me, you would say this is what we've done and this is how. And
the good thing is we list everything on our website. Our website has almost everything to stuff like what we've done. Hence one of the good part, because we can't be like listing everything every time we talk to somebody, but if we have a place where you can just go and get everything, the database is there, you can just do your research and everything, and you're fine. So before even the adults even come, we was also calling the youths to start, manning up and, looking at the bigger picture. Because some people wait for something to be fruitful and like fully done to come be a part of it, which is not really helpful. Because they need to be part of the best part is when you're working,
when it's growing all the way.
Because when you look back at the memories of like the struggle and everything, you all smile and be like, oh, we did this. But someone coming after it's been done, come on now, you're just enjoying the fruit of people's labor, which is not really good. We're not saying that if you come, we won't accept you or you won't join, but it's like join us now when we're still growing.
Why wait?
Let's build a nation.
Talk of your website. How can people get to you?
Oh, we have our website online, www.cyacalgary.com, or you can go on our Instagram page, the CYAC237, and we have our tree link with the link of our website, our YouTube, our music playlist, on a bunch of other stuff, Facebook.
Everything is on there.
So and pretty much we can have the links added to this video description when it's posted. So it's our social coordinator, so you can reach out to her. I won't say her phone number, but I'll leave her email. So you can.
And if you're between the ages of 17 and 28, if you want to edge at 29, please give us a call. Hit us up on Instagram, and you can be a part of us.
It's a beautiful place, trust me.
It's the place to be.
It's a place you want to be at.
Excel.
Important.
Did we talk about what? I know we indicated at the beginning that you guys were part of the executive, but we didn't talk about your specific role, right?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Mary Ivy. I'm the treasurer.
What do you do?
Treasurer.
The self-explanatory.
Keep the money.
The treasurer. I keep the money and I disperse it when I just raised it when necessary.
Yeah, so I'm going to make a bad joke. This is who you go when you want the money.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I am the public relations officer and also the website coordinator kind of stuff. So I update the website constantly, build it, add stuff to it, content kind of stuff. And I reach out to like adults, other groups and NGOs for like opportunities for the association. Like when you guys reach out to us, I was one replying. So I'm like the guy who links the group to other people. And then I work with all of them.
Yeah, I kind of work hand in hand with him as the social coordinator to get events and like say our projects and we also did like volunteer events. So I get the members together and we plan it out and then we execute.
Pretty much it.
Perfect. So that was a fun conversation.
Thank you.
No, I was just going to say, when you eventually get your, gonna know when the camp is happening, maybe come back to us. Let's
most
talk about
most definitely
what that is, right?
Most definitely.
Help
set it in the roads.
You out there to
yeah.
Hopefully it goes a long way.
But we're also still collecting donations right now.
Oh, donations, yeah.
So in case, so it goes to everyone. Yeah. You mustn't be Cameroonian to donate whatever you have, whatever you don't wear. Yeah, just assist us by any means. We may not need your money, but we may need it. But if you can give us what we're asking for, that'll be great.
I mean, why not?
Money's an additional,
Yeah.
It is. So yeah.
So. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was a really fun conversation. I had fun, and I hope you guys had too.
Thank you. It was great.
We enjoy what you guys are doing, and we just want to encourage you guys to continue in the same light. And if we can help in any way, promote you guys and any stuff like that, we'll be more than happy to help you with that.
Thank you very much.
Just reach out. So, for our viewers out there, we hope you enjoyed this conversation. It was entertaining, it was engaging, it was fun. We had a lot of reminiscing of the past and talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. You can go on our Instagram page, on our YouTube page. Please like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel on the Idle Park Talk Show. And you can go on their Instagram page as well. It's the Cameroonian Youth Association of Calgary.
At the CYAC.
227.
CYAC. So we're gonna add the link in the description below. You can like their page and follow them on Instagram, on Facebook, and on their website as well. Please donate to their cause because we feel like they're doing
important, right?
Doing great stuff for the community.
And we have more coming.
Yes.
So this is the Idle Park Talk Show, and we're joined by
Flavia,
Kofi,
Mary Ivy,
and we're part of the
Cameroonian Youth Association of Calgary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.